Now, obviously, you played Leeds twice this season and actually done the double over them. And you've had success against them as well because you actually scored in both games. Just sort of reflect on those two matches against Leeds.
Yeah, I think the home game was obviously a massive game for us because we'd lost 4 in a row. I think at that point that was around September, and we knew going into the game it'd be a big game for us to put a marker down and to try and kick on for the rest of the season. And we did that. And then the last game of the season was kind of a strange one. I think, well, for us, we were obviously had our fate settled and we knew we was in the playoffs. But for them, it was kind of the unknown of they could go up, but they relied on another result. And with Ipswich, I think they scored fairly early on that maybe they knew that they weren't going up. So it was a bit of a strange game, but equally we wanted to put in a good performance to make sure we were ready for the playoffs. And I think we've done that, and yeah, it sets up the game nicely for Sunday.
I was at Wembley the weekend to watch the League One and League Two finals, and the teams that were successful were the sides that had actually not beaten their opponents. So that just goes to show that doing the double over them counts for nothing when you're out there on Sunday.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Sunday's game, well, obviously it is a final, but it is a very big final. I think it's such a different game, and with it being a final, I think kind of all form kind of goes out the window, and the previous games potentially go out the window as well. I think we know what we have that can hurt them, and they'll obviously be working for the same, but that'll be a good occasion on Sunday and look forward to it.
Now, of course, you're a lifelong Saints fan, aren't you?
Yeah,
Just tell us when you first watched Southampton and who were the sort of players that you enjoyed watching as you were growing up.
It's actually the team that got promoted from the Championship last time that I probably remember the most from. So like Ricky Lambert, Adam Lallana playing in that team, and them going on into the Premier League and doing so well. And that's something that's obviously driven me on, especially this season. And hopefully we can get over the line Sunday, because I remember how big celebration it was for everyone getting back into the Premier League that time, and to do it this time at the first time of asking would be unbelievable proud moment for me, myself, but for everyone connected with the club.
Now, have you ever been to Wembley? I'm assuming you've been as a fan, have you? And did you watch Saints in 2017 in the League Cup?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I actually went to the Johnson Paint final.
Oh, right, yeah.
That was like 2010. So
yeah.
That was a special day with me and my dad and my sister. We went and watched that. But yeah, I went in 2017 to, was that Man United?
Yes.
Yeah, I went there.
That was a great game as well, because it was 2-0 United and 2-2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they got a late winner.
A late winner, yeah.
So just to tell us what those 2 days were like and the sort of occasion it is as a fan, from a fan's perspective.
Yeah, I think it's a big occasion. Obviously, when you get to Wembley, you've got Wembley Way, and it's obviously a massive stadium, and the fans are gathering from, well, however many hours before kickoff. I done it as a fan, and the tension's building. Everyone's got them slight nerves, and they're waiting for the game. They just want it to start, and it'll be different for me as a player this time. But I think understanding the fans' point of view and where they've been will, well, hopefully it will help me and spur me on to have a good game, and I'm sure it will with a lot of the other players.
But of course, this is a day, it's going to be a day out for the fans, but of course it's not a day out for the players. You're there to get a job done and to basically get across the line and reach that target that you set out to do at the start of the season.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Wembley's only a good day when you go there and win, so that's obviously what we're aiming to do and what we want to do. And yeah, it's been our aim since pre-season, since the first day we came in, the manager, everyone, players, staff connected here. We wanted to make sure we got back to the Premier League as soon as possible, and I think if you probably would have offered us at the start of the year that we'll have one game to win to get there, we probably would have snapped your hand off of it with the amount of change the club was going through, players leaving, players coming in, new style. So I think, no, it'll be a very exciting occasion, but only one that we want to win.
Do you ever suffer from nerves? I mean, obviously it's a big stage, isn't it, Wembley? They call it the most lucrative final, don't they, because of what's at stake?
Not really, I wouldn't say nerves. I think I'm very excited, I think is what it is. Kind of like nervous excitement that I just want the game to start, and all week we'll be waiting and wanting the game to start. And once you get there, it's just about putting into place the plan that we've done all week. And I think we've shown, obviously in the last game, West Brom, that when we have a plan together, we can go out and deliver it well as a team, and I'm sure Sunday will be no different. Now,
Russell Martin has obviously been here just less than a year now, and to say he's transformed the way the team has played is an understatement. It's like chalk and cheese, isn't it? Just give us a little bit of insight into what happened when he came in and how he sort of got you to play the way you're playing. Because you had to be very brave at times, didn't you? Because it wasn't coming off. You know, there were games where mistakes were being made at the back and you were getting punished for it. But then, of course, you then went on that great run.
Yeah. No, I think he's been brilliant. Obviously, since the first day that he's came in, he's had a very clear identity and a very clear style of the way he wants his team to play. And I think I remember him saying at the time that the 4 games that we lost in a row that we'll look back on when we get to like now and think that we're thankful for them. And I think from us players, it showed a lot about Russell and the staff as a manager, that throughout them whole 4 games where it's a tough period for us, that he didn't change one bit. He still stuck to his style, and obviously he'll or fall on his sword like of the way that he plays. But I think that showed us players that, you know, if he really believes in it, then why should we not believe in it as well? And I think, well, from that day against Leeds, we obviously went on to go 25 unbeaten, and that the manager's system was obviously a massive part of that.
What's he huge on, would you say? And you know, what sort of things does he not tolerate?
Yeah, no, he's obviously very huge on the in possession. Obviously, he wants everyone to be brave, as I'm sure he mentions a lot. Everyone to be brave and want the ball. And I think if you're doing that, then he can live with the mistakes. And I think as a player and teammates, we can live with each other making mistakes if we're doing it with the right intentions. And I think that is obviously a major thing that he's massive on.
Now, Will, you've obviously contributed to this season. Had a great season, actually, I think. You must be really pleased with how it's gone for you on a personal level.
Yeah, no, really happy. I think coming back in pre-season, I was similar to a lot of people. Well, I was away from the club last year, but not sort of knowing what the future might hold at this club. And the gaffer was very good with me, essentially, bringing me back in and obviously playing me as much as he has. And I think, no, I've really enjoyed the season. It's obviously been something that I've really wanted to do ever since, you know, coming through the academy. You dream of playing as much as you can for Southampton, and to have a real taste for it this year only makes me want more. So going into Sunday, it would mean a lot to, you know, get this club back into the Premier League and back where I believe and everyone believes it belongs.
Can I ask you, because you're obviously on Stoke last season, how much did that help you last season for this season, really, just getting to know this division? Because it is different to the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. I can't thank Stoke enough for taking me in and helping me and making me into the player, or playing a big part into making me the player that I am today. I think last year was a big learning experience for me with, you know, playing week in, week out, and the relentlessness of the Championship, which I believe has helped me massively this year, and being able to play as many games as I have and to play how I have, really. So no, I can't thank them enough.
What's the biggest thing do you think you've improved on this season in terms of your development?
I think I've had a fairly decent goal scoring season this year. I think last season I got in similar positions but missed a few chances. But this year I think, well, hopefully touch wood going forward, I can still put them away. But I think that's been my main thing. And I think the manager, obviously last year at Stoke was a big emphasis with Alex Neil and the Stoke lads about out of possession. I think this year it's been a very big emphasis on in possession, which is the first manager I've had in my career that puts such a big emphasis on in possession.
I mean, obviously you've got to get the job done on Sunday, so you can't really talk about the Premier League yet. But obviously you've had a taste of it. You've had 2 full seasons in the Championship. You must be really chomping at the bit to get to that level. Yeah,
no, 100%. It obviously cap off a wonderful season for us as a team, and for me personally, it would be unbelievable to get back to the Premier League. And yeah, that's my main aim. I'm sure it's everyone's aim to be a Premier League player and back where this club belongs. So no, looking forward to Sunday to hopefully get it over the line.
As a neutral, I think it's going to be a great final. Leeds United. Just tell us what your views are on Leeds. I mean, they've obviously got some fantastic players, haven't they? I mean, there's even a couple of world-class players in their lineup.
Yeah, no, they're obviously same situation to us coming down last year. They're a massive club that probably belongs in the Premier League as well, but only one can get back into the Premier League this Sunday, and I'll be doing all I can to make sure it's Southampton. Now, at Wembley,
just talk about your pride of actually walking out there at Wembley Stadium in front of all those Saints fans as a boyhood fan, and obviously your family and your friends are all going to be there as well.
Yeah, no, it's obviously, as you mentioned earlier, a massive day for everyone, but it's a massive day for the players as well. It'll be a proud day for me to play at Wembley. It's something that, you know, when you watch the finals growing up over the years, you dream of playing at Wembley, and to actually be there, hopefully playing, will be unbelievable. But I think it's something I'll probably look back on in the future more so than I am now, that it's another game for me and it's a final that I want to win, and I want to make sure that I put in the best performance I can to make sure we get it.
And maybe we'll a 3rd goal against Leeds. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, that would be unreal. That's obviously the aim, to try and get a goal, but no, I'd be happy for whoever gets the goal to make sure we go up.